What is up, y'all? Within today's video, we're going to be talking about Jeffree Star because Jeffree Star skin is being called out for causing skin damage. This is such a trip to me because I've actually purchased from Jeffree Star skin before. I think I did a review of it. I'll go over some of the products that I've purchased from his brand and like what I think about them. Obviously, do keep in mind everyone's skin is different. And I've always said this, I've like stressed this in all my videos. When it comes down to even makeup products, say for example, if I love a foundation, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to love it. And that doesn't mean that it's a bad foundation. It's just we all have different skin types. We have different needs. We have different wants. And that's just a thing when it comes down to skincare and makeup. Obviously, everything is going to be subjective. It's really dependent upon how like your skin reacts it and how you like it. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different factors that go into it, and this is why I think sometimes it's crazy. Say for example, like back in the day when I used to do reviews nonstop, people would be like, I absolutely hate that product, you must be sponsored, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I've never been sponsored by a makeup brand in my whole entire career on social media, so I just would find that so hilarious. But I'd be like, y'all, at the end of the day, we just have different, likes, and that's, perfectly fine. Obviously, everyone's going to react differently to different things. If not, we would all just be robots and just be the same way. Anyways, this guy on TikTok, if you guys are on TikTok, I'm sure you've seen his videos. He goes by the name of Be Better. He has his degree in marketing, and basically what he started out doing was going over like influencer brands and just popular brands as to why he thinks their marketing sucks and what they can do better. And he makes his videos very educational. And honestly, I have to say, like, if I was a brand, I would be like, oh, I want to hear from him, because it really does seem like he knows what he's talking about. And especially with a lot of influencer brands, he'll go over their like, whole entire website. He'll go over their like product offerings, and he'll go over their components and things like that, and he'll basically give his reasoning as to why he thinks that brand is going to fail. And I really do think he's highly educated. Also, I have to say this about him too, I really like his videos because he is so soft spoken, and even when he's like, say for example, doing a negative review about a specific like brand or something, he is not over dramatic. He's not like over the top. Y'all know me, I just can't help it is who I am. But like if I hate a product, like I'm gonna be cussing, I'm gonna be talking shit, I'm gonna be like all loud about it. Do you know what I mean? As to where he's just very soft spoken, and I really do like that. I find his content, ironically enough, to be very comforting, even though most of it, I don't want to say it's negative because he's telling the truth, and I don't find that negative. Do you know what I mean? But obviously a lot of things are kind of like speaking about, products and, certain things in a certain type of way, as to where people are kind of like, they label him as negative. Do you know what I mean? Even though in my head, I'm just kind of like, well, he's keeping it real. It is what it is. I have to say this about him though. This guy has big balls. He does not care. Like, he has some guts, because I really do feel like it takes a lot of courage to go online and speak about all these popular influencer brands and big brands in general, and really not care what people have to say about it. Specifically, he did a review recently of crumble cookies, and he was like, these cookies are absolutely horrible. And the owner wrote back to him, and he made a response to it saying, look, these cookies are bad. Like, he really doubled down on it. He's like, no, absolutely, these are absolutely the worst cookies that I've ever had. And he was like, I will literally go over to your factory and show you how to make a cookie. And it seemed like the owner of Crumble Cookies was down to collab with him. And I was like, okay, low-key, if the brand Crumble did a collaboration with him, I think that would be iconic, and I think that it would be showing that they are actually like, receptive to hearing criticism and changing things. And I gotta keep it real with you guys, I feel like Crumble Cookies is overhyped. Like, I've reviewed them before. Actually, you know what? I've tried Crumble Cookies, I want to say a total of 5 times, and recently I did a review of their minis, and I was like, oh, their minis I actually thought were decent. Still not my favorite, but I did like the minis better, because I really do feel like they weren't as, y'all, I just don't understand that one big old cookie and then it's so sweet. So I'm just kind of like, what's the purpose of that? I'd rather have like a little cookie. Do you know what I mean? Any which ways, this same, I don't know. Okay, look, I don't know if he's considered like a content creator, influencer. I don't know which category you'd put him in. But anyways, this content creator on TikTok, he called out Jeffree Star skin because he spoke about the brand before, and he has a lot of good things to say as to why he thinks that Jeffree Star was low-key a little bit hypocritical when it came down to his skincare brand. But he ended up purchasing the products, and y'all, it did some damage to his skin. So within today's video, I obviously will play his TikTok. It is really lengthy, but I feel like it's super important to play the whole entire thing. I want to say it's like 5 minutes, just letting you guys know. But I'm sorry, I was like hooked into it. I was like, oh my gosh. Also, I want to say this too, as somebody who has tried Jeffree Star skin, like, once again, everybody's skin reacts to things differently. And I have to say this, you guys know me, if you guys watch my reviews, when it comes down to things, I don't like anything that's obviously going to flare up my skin, because I absolutely hate my redness. And I've tried Jeffree Star skin before. Specifically, actually, I've tried his banana moisturizer. I've tried his lip mask. I've tried his lip scrub. I have tried his peppermint setting spray. And I've tried his regular setting spray. And none of his products had made me break out. So I do want to throw that out there, that I've actually kind of enjoyed, like his moisturizer. I've said before, I've actually repurchased it. And I think that it actually was a good moisturizer for what I was looking for. I was looking for an everyday moisturizer that I can use before putting on makeup, not as like a, you know, super hydrating nighttime moisturizer. And I'm like, you know what, I feel like it did the job. So if I'm keeping it real with you guys, I actually kind of, you know, I kind of liked his skincare. It didn't do me dirty. So I have to say that before jumping into this video. Anyways, let me take a drink of water and then let's get into it. All right, y'all, let's just go ahead and start this off by playing the TikTok, because I just feel like this TikTok right here is just... Y'all, I bet you Jeffree Star is fuming over this, and especially because he's been living on TikTok. Every single time that I scroll on TikTok, he is on TikTok live. Like, I don't know, like, is he hurting for money or something? Because every single time I see him on TikTok, like, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you, I stop to be nosy to see if, like, oh, maybe there's some tea I can talk about. And I'm watching his live for a little bit, and like, basically all he is doing is talking about the gifts that he's getting. Like, everyone's sending him money. And I gotta keep it real with you guys. I know this is gonna sound shady, but it's like coming across like he's broke. Like, he's like on TikTok live. How people talk trash about Jason Nash being on TikTok live all the time asking for money. That's the same vibes that I'm getting from Jeffree Star. I'm like, wait, hold on, aren't you like worth like, I don't know, like $200 million? Like, why are you on TikTok live all the time? And it's always about the money. Like, every single one that I have seen, and I stayed on there before for like 30 minutes, it's like, thank you for the heart, thank you for the galaxy, thank you for I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm not understanding all of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, aren't you rich? Like, do you need money like that? Anyways, my point of even bringing that up is because I know that he has seen this TikTok, because of course it's getting like millions of views already. Well, actually, I want to say it's only gotten 1 million view at the time of me filming this video, but I'm sure it's probably gotten more by now. Anyways, go ahead and check this out.
So I spent $850 on Jeffree Star skincare, and I'm throwing all of it in the garbage. Okay, so I was genuinely not going to post this video because Jeffree Star is literally the only person in this industry that actually terrifies me. But how this entire thing happened was I had posted a video about Jeffree Star a couple months ago, and I got a lot of negative feedback from it. A lot of people didn't even watch the video. They just assumed I was being mean to him for no reason, when the entire point of the video, if you watched to the end, was I was simply explaining why his company objectively is not as successful today as it was in 2019 and 2020. There were several death threats from his fans, which is fine. I'm genuinely used to that at this point. But one person did reach out to me, and he basically said, listen, Jeffree Star skincare completely saved my skin. I had all of these issues, and he was raving about it and just was very nicely said, could you please order the skincare, give it a shot, and do an honest review on it? And I was like, listen, I'm 100% down. I'm always open to trying anything you guys want me to try. So I ordered every single Jeffree Star skincare product.
Oh, pretty.
And I'm gonna use it.
I love his packaging.
Aesthetically pleasing, but I'm just very skeptical that this is gonna be good skincare, but we'll see. So I started with the strawberry line, and my skin immediately broke out. I got hives, I got rashes, I got bumps. And obviously I didn't want to continue using it, but I thought, you know what, maybe this is a fluke, because this has a lot of fragrance in it. And I'm sorry, in my opinion, there just is no reason why perfume should be in a skincare product. If your goal is to make actual good quality skincare, putting perfume in it, there's absolutely no reason to do that. It's just going to increase the chance that it's going to cause somebody to break out, and I don't understand it. Your skin is an organ. Like, I don't want perfume in my skincare. I honestly just think it's stupid.
There is fragrance in here, which I don't like, because skincare really shouldn't have added fragrance, because that's it could be an irritant if you have sensitive skin.
But I think these were the only products with fragrance. I'm like, I won't be using those, but maybe the other ones will be better. So then when my skin calmed down, I went to use his Milk line, which is supposed to be a little bit more calming. It doesn't have fragrance in it. And then the exact same thing happened. I broke out in rashes. It completely ruined my skin. And then at that point, it took like 4 days for my skin to go back to normal. So this is not a sunburn. This is like a chemical burn from Jeffree Star's products. And it's been like this now for 5 days, and my skin has never looked like this in my entire life.
Are you sad because the products didn't really work, or that your skin's burning and inflamed?
At this point, I probably should have stopped using the products, but because I'm stubborn and I always want to give a really thorough review, I was like, let me try using his moisturizer. It came in a beautiful package. I mean, obviously a very small amount, but I was like, there's no way this moisturizer could do anything. The exact same thing happened. It broke out my skin and I had hives that did not go away for like 8 days. And respectfully, some of the packaging is nice, but I also remember a video of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson laughing and making fun of Kylie Jenner's skincare products because they looked really cheap. I mean, let's ask the audience, like, do these look familiar to you? So I just want to say that I fully respect that other people have completely different experiences with these products. Everybody's skin biology is completely different, so it makes sense what works for you did not work for me. I'm not negating your experience. I just ask that you don't also negate my experience, because this is truly just what happened with his products. 100% not trying to drag Jeffree Star. It's future me editing this video at 2 in the morning. I changed my mind. I absolutely am dragging Jeffree Star. His skincare sucks, and I didn't even realize in editing this video what a hypocrite he was to criticize other brands for using fragrance, alcohol, and cheap packaging, and he did all of it. So yeah, I am dragging you. He really is one of the only influencers that I can even name who actually truly completely owns his company, which is a huge accomplishment, and I do have a lot of respect for him in that element. But in terms of these products, they were terrible. I will be throwing them in the garbage, and I would not recommend anybody put his skincare on their face. This one, for example, it actually separated like real milk, and no matter how much I shook it, it wouldn't go back to normal. So like there may be a formulation issue with this one. The only one I won't be throwing in the garbage is this healing hand salve, because it was fine. I mean, and then also this lip scrub. It's basically just sugar though, so it's pretty hard to mess that up. And as for my skin, I did go to my doctor and I had to get a hydrocortisone cream, which is like a steroid cream to bring the inflammation down. And I also had to go on a prescription antihistamine because the rashes just kept getting worse. I have never in my entire life broken out like that. I've always had very clear skin, at least in my adult life. So this was a really bizarre experience that I wasn't expecting, but I'm definitely traumatized and I would not recommend anybody buy Jeffree Star skincare. Jeffree Star skincare is not Be Better approved.
Y'all, I am dying to know your thoughts and opinions about that video. I have to keep it real. You guys know me. Like, look, I have said before, if you guys did not know this, like Jeffree Star was actually the whole reason why I even got into makeup. Like when I very first saw him, I was like 17 years old and I was like, oh my gosh, like he just looked so cool. And I got so inspired to do makeup. He's like the whole reason I got into it, but I always got to keep it real. And I feel like what this guy is saying, I don't know his name, but I'm just going to call him Be Better. What he's saying makes perfect sense. And the fact that he literally pulled up those videos of talking about Kylie's skin and saying like, oh, the packaging's cheap and whatnot, and then his packaging like low-key being the same, I was like, oh, okay, he does have a point there. I do have to say this though, like I actually have this banana moisturizer right here, and honestly, y'all, I feel like this packaging, low-key, it's pretty bomb. I like it. It is obviously way too big and way too gaudy, but I just have to say it's like really good packaging. So I think some of his stuff obviously has really good packaging, and then some probably is going to have cheap packaging. But I want to know what you guys have to say about the skin condition that it caused him. Like the fact that he like literally had to go to like the dermatologist or doctor, I forget what he said, and to go get a pill prescribed to take that away. I was like, oh my gosh. But I have to say this though, in like Jeffree Star's defense, like people's skin reacted differently towards everything. When I worked at MAC, actually, I used to be obsessed with their comfort cream. Like it really soothed my redness and it was just so calming on my skin. So I would recommend it to other people who had sensitive skin. And y'all, it's happened quite a few times to where those people came back and been like, this did not work for me. Like it actually made my skin more red and more flared up. So it really does depend upon people's skin. I do have to say that. But I think it is so crazy that this guy right here is just kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna speak my truth and it is what it is. And I feel like when it comes down to like the Jeffree Star stands, that takes a lot because the Jeffree Star stands, y'all, they be going hard. But anyways, that is it for this video. Please let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. If you guys have tried Jeffree Star's skin before, please let me know what you guys think about it. Because like I've said, the products that I have tried, I've actually enjoyed and they haven't caused me any type of irritation. And my skin is semi-sensitive. Y'all, my redness sometimes, it'll be flaring up. Like I don't get bumps, but it just like the redness. Say for example, if I use a product that is heavily fragrance it or something like that, like it'll just like woof, like look super red. And I haven't experienced that with Jeffree Star's products. So if you guys have tried anything of his, please let me know how you guys like it. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about this video. Also, do you guys think that Jeffree Star is going to respond to this? I really don't think he is. He's probably like, let me not give this any type of light. But this guy's videos on TikTok gets like so many views, so I'm like, it's probably likely that this is going to go super viral, and I'm sure that Jeffree Star is going to see it. So make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.